Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to FTRL. We're here for Division 2 tonight for round 2 at Bahrain. Joining me in the box tonight will just be Joe Burns, as Will is unfortunately missing due to illness. I hope you get better soon, mate. But anyway, evening, Joe. How are you? I am good, thank you, mate. Very good indeed. Just adjusting the audio mix. There we go. Perfect. Right, round 2, Bahrain. What we're thinking about tonight. Last week was quite an exciting one with Matt Cause picking up his first ever win, and a lot of things to discuss, mate. But what are you thinking about Bahrain?
Yeah, it's a decent track. Seemed to be a pretty good race yesterday. Tell you where obviously an issue with the elevation in the last sector, so it should be fun to see how people have set up. But yeah, I'm expecting another good race. Should be good.
Yeah, should be good indeed. I think the first person that's going to be setting the time is preheated oven, and he's out in the mediums, as is most of the field. Few things to go through tonight, so we'll get that done out of the way. First of all, we've got Prototype Steph making his first appearance of the season. He, like we said last week, was at Wembley watching Tottenham play Chelsea. We have got the return of Rich T Gaming after a little bit of a period out. It's really, really nice to see him back on track. So teaming up with the man that we're on board with, Preheated Oven. So fingers crossed the Williams boys can have a good result this week. Also Tomo, who is in the Force India, currently on P19 in the standings. This is his first Division 2 race in FTRL. He had his first racing performance last week and managed to pick up some points, so he will be certainly one to keep a very close eye on, recommended by CJ Payne. And then also a couple of other little things just to take note of. We have quite a few drivers that are very, very new to racing on a wheel. Off the top of my head, I know Bendel is one of them. So, and obviously being at Bahrain, we've got the famous Bendel bottleneck, which Preheated Oven is just going round as we speak. So that could be certainly something to watch out for. And I know Shrimpy's new to a wheel, Goy Carper's new to a wheel as well. So certainly some stuff to keep an eye on. So as Preheated Oven comes around the final corner to complete his first flying lap, and what will be the first time posted, should I say, on the mediums, is a 28.5. So there we go. Anything caught your eye so far, Joe?
As you were speaking about the guys on the wheel, Shrimpy, as we said before the stream began, up that hill, he lost it, and CJ Payne nearly collected him, which was very close. We said a few guys would probably lose it going through there, and so far one has already been claimed.
There we go. Well, Rich T Gamer's got a provisional pole for 28 flat, and he's on the soft tyre. So he's playing his cards early, is Dan. Now, I'll be interested to know what the strategy will be tonight, because a lot of people will probably go soft to medium or medium to soft. Matt Core's just crossing the line, and he's going to be a 28 flat. He goes quicker than Rich T Gaming on a harder compound. So someone that's been putting in a lot of practice, as we know. It's certainly looking like it's paying off at the moment. So yeah, he means business. But no, soft to medium, medium to soft seems like the normal strategy. I can't imagine we'll see too many people doing a two-stop. But we did see Remco and Zach last night in Division 1 take the super softs enough time to be able to do a one-stop from supers to mediums. Now, that's going to be very, very tough because tyre wear is pretty high around Bahrain. So, do you think we're going to see many people attempt that tonight?
I don't think so. I mean, you probably see maybe one do it just to try and grab pole. I mean, you can already see Michael has gone on the super softs, so it's going to be hard to picture him going maybe quicker than that, unless that was just sort of a banker lap. But like you say, Remco is very good on his tyres. It's normally very difficult to do a one-stop from the supers, but you know, we never know.
Well, one person we know is very, very good on their tyres is Michael C. Because if I'm not mistaken, he did the same strategy last week in Spain, and he took his medium tyre something stupid like 26, 27 laps. So God knows what the wear was on those by the end of the race. But I mean, it is possible, like I said.
Something.
Yeah, it is possible. Now, the one thing that we want to keep an eye on tonight is the battle between the Ferraris and the Renaults, because that really kind of stole the show last week, and the Ferraris did come out on top, claiming the front row. Hammer Time actually crossing the line in first, but Matt Caw's winning on penalties, and Blue Flag coming home in third and Pagani in fourth. So, do you think that the tables can turn tonight, Joe, or do you think it's going to be another Ferrari lockout?
Yeah, I think it will be. I think the Ferrari guys are very fast, as they've already shown. Hammer Time in the first round of flying laps. It's got the first punch in, 10th quicker than Matt Caw's. But yeah, I think it's going to be very hard for the Renault guys to get them off the top spot. But if anybody's going to give them a run for the money, it's going to be Simon and Pagani. So
yeah, well, I'm expecting also a better show tonight from the Sauber guys. City Posh and CJ. Obviously, CJ didn't have the best of luck last week. Got himself some damage after a collision with Willie Tix. So let's hope that doesn't repeat itself. But now I'm just going to go on board with Pagani as he's going on his first flying lap. He's on the medium tyre. So I think anything around the time that Matt Caw's has done is going to prove to be a pretty good time on the mediums.
Big Metz has just had a little bit of a moment. Oh, he's been disqualified. That's unfortunate.
I can't remember whether I mentioned it or not, but this is his first ever race on a wheel, so I don't think he's anticipating too much, but best of luck to him, regardless of what happens this evening. So I think for a lot of these guys, it's going to be a case of a lot of these people will want to probably just finish the race tonight. Bahrain, yes, it is quite a tricky circuit, but it is quite a wide circuit at the same time throughout most of it. So hopefully, if there's any mistakes, it shouldn't cost them too severely. Now, pretty good lap from Pagani so far. The only thing that I'm taking note of is the fact he's only got his ERS in high, which is level 3. So he's not pushing too hard at this stage. So I imagine he's probably going to drop somewhere around the preheated oven CJ Payne, possibly. Anything quicker than that, I will be very, very, very impressed. 27, 28, 29. So yeah, he drops just below those guys. So a lot more to come from Pagani. Quite a variation of tyres choices as well at this point. Let's go down and see what Willie Tix is up to. Somebody that we know has got a lot of pace is coming up to the line, and it's going to be a 27.9. So he splits the Ferraris at this stage, and that was on the medium tyre as well. So good shine from yeah. There's a good time from Willie Tix, to be fair, especially to be splitting the Ferraris. I mean, there wasn't much between those two, so to get in between is a pretty good effort, I must say. Now, is tonight going to finally be the night we see a good result for Willie Tix? Because he's certainly got the pace, but as we've said time and time again, it's purely just down to his racecraft.
I mean, I hope so. He's a good driver. I think, you know, Bahrain's normally a track where people are quite spaced out after a few laps. So if he can just knuckle down, stay out of trouble in turn 1, no reason he can't grab a few points.
Yeah,
if he's qualifying like that, it should be alright.
100%. So I'm just going to check in on the stream comments whilst we're here. Let us know who you guys think are going to get on pole position tonight. Go on board with Shrimpy. He crosses the line, 129.5. So at this stage he is just a little bit quicker than Bendel. Now I'm largely anticipating the flying lap of Goy Karp, which I'm keeping a very close eye on. Now Blue Flag is on a flying lap on the super soft tyre.
Oh.
Now that's surprising. He's obviously seen what happened last night.
Ooh, that's big. Matt Caw's 5-place grid penalty.
Illegal blocking. So what happened there then?
and as I see from the broadcast camera, it's his teammate.
Oh, no way.
Ferrari controversy.
It is indeed. Going to be some arguments in the paddock. So just a good evening in the chat to Ravers, to Panda, who is watching from his bed. Michael Korsgaard supporting his son. Unfortunately got a 5-place grid penalty, so we're going to see him, if he's going to win or get a result tonight, he's going to really have to pull something out the bag. Tim 12's in here as well. Drama already, Ravers, indeed. Let us know who you think is going to get on pole, lads. There's a blue flag.
I went with Matt Cole, so that's my prediction down the toilet.
I went with Hammer Time 95. But blue flag, if he's on the super softs, it would not surprise me if he pulls something out here. I reckon this might be 26-7. No, he's gone back into the pits. He's teased me. So thank you, Simon. Now, Matt Cors, how angry is he going to be? Is he going to be at this stage? My guess is very, very angry. CJ Payne, provisional pole, 27-7. Hammer Time 95 runs wide at the exit of the Bendel bottleneck.
Now, Matt Cors is on the super softs on his outlap at the moment. He might do a Simon on pole into the pits, but he might just be going for it here. Try and get pole, damage sort of limitation. Try and start as high as possible.
27-3. Sorry to cut you short there, mate.
Matt Cors has fitted, so yeah, he's done a Simon and teased us.
Well, I mean, you'd like to think that Matt Cors will still get himself up towards the front row, because obviously if he stays where he is, I mean, he's going to drop out some more places, I would imagine, as well. And if he's got the 5-place grid penalty, he doesn't want to be starting too low down the order.
Oh, he's coming around the final corner. His teammates in a he's pitting. Okay.
Oh, Goy Carp teasing us as well now. There's too much of this going on tonight, Joe. Now, prototype Steph. I'm expecting something good from Steph. CJ's retired, so I'm not too sure what's happened. Maybe he's just happy with his time.
Yeah, I don't think he was out on track.
Well, if Michael C is going to do another lap on the super softs, then I would anticipate him getting pole. I mean, but that is a very good time from Hammer Time 95, I must say. Now, where is FTRL Hammer Time? It's down in 17th at the moment. I know he's been practicing a lot today, so I would expect quite a lot of these positions to shift. I'd certainly expect Pagani to be further up the order. Prototype Steph as well. Paul James, another one. Agent Panda currently in 14th place, Joe.
Huge heights.
Exactly. And Goy Carp will not be starting last. So there's a lot of things to keep a very close eye on here.
Huge heights.
Exactly. It's already turning into one of the best races in FTRL history. Already.
Amazing.
Yeah, Michael Korsgaard in the chat saying why is in back cause. I know Ravers has cleared it up, but I think what's happened is he's blocked off his teammate or somebody on a flying lap, and there must have been some contact, and he's got himself a 5-place grid penalty. So, like we said,
his teammate was in there around him.
Yeah. Michael C only goes second. He's still 3/10 off. So
I mean, thinking about it, it could have been tactical. I mean, Matt Cors may have been trying to help Hammer Time because, I mean, Matt Cors pitted, so they might have been trying to slipstream, and maybe Matt Cors has slowed down too much, maybe, and the game's just give him an illegal block for some reason.
Yeah. Well, Goy Carp has bottled it on the Bendel bottleneck, so I don't know what we can now rename the track after Goy. I was thinking maybe Goy's Gurn, but I can't really do that.
Fishnet.
Nah, but it's got to be a double G. I'll give it some thought. I'm sure Ravers will help me out at some point. Ravers saying Agent Panda will undercut and romp to an 8th place finish. Wow.
Oh.
That could be. Wow, Tomo's ended up 3rd in all of this. He's gone about a tenth quicker than CJ and ever so slightly slower than Michael C. So that is a very good showing on debut from him. Matt Cor's still sixth at the moment. He's on an outlap. Where's Pagani? He's also on an outlap. Blue flag, prototype Steph. So all of the division's big guns.
Final lap shootout.
Certainly is. Right, where's Willie Tix? I was just on board with him, then I went off of him for some reason. He's going to be getting some slipstream.
Almost retired. He seems happy with his lap.
Yeah, Willie Tix coming to the final corner. Has had a little bit of slipstream from the Force India in front of him. Where is he going to be? 26, 27.4. So he is currently still a tenth behind Hammer Time. Which now says he's on super soft tyres, but I'm sure he did his time on softs. Yeah, he did. There we go. Okay.
Oh, there's a stopped Ferrari.
Rich C Gaming in P7. He's not going to be improving anymore. FTRL blue flag. Where is he on track? He's just come around to complete. Is it to complete his flying lap? No, to start it. So there we go. The Division 2 admin is going to cross the line and begin what could be a crucial qualifying lap.
I think.
Oh, okay. They tried to get slipstream past each other, the Ferraris, and Matt Cor's got himself a penalty for it.
Yep, there you go. I said it.
Good call.
I don't think Matt Corse is the type of guy to block people. So.
No, Hammer Time has retired, and he's going to be starting P15. So he is not going to be very happy with that. Then again, he's going to start on the mediums. The blue flag coming towards the tricky middle sector. This sort of combination of downhill lefts that we're approaching now, turns 9 and 10 I believe they are. Takes that nicely, clips the curb a little bit. Nicely done. Now hammer down towards podium corner, which he takes.
Yellow flag's knocking him out.
Oh, he runs wide. Might be an invalidation possibly for Simon, maybe not. Around Bendel bottleneck.
Looks like he was going for it.
Yeah, he's really pushing. He's gone wide there as well.
Bendel's pitting. Oh, Pagani's about to cross the line.
P6. Now, blue flag coming down. Where is he going to be? 26, 27.6, P3.
Ooh,
good lap.
His teammate.
As it stands,
Matt Corse is about to finish his lap as well.
Yeah, Matt Corse coming on the final corner. As it stands, he's going to be starting 13th on the grid, coming around the final corner. But I imagine this will be a good lap from Matt Corse.
Yeah,
26, 27. He's going to start 7th. His teammate does that qualifying. Very, very good lap indeed. So there we go. Ferrari front row lockout once again.
Very unfortunate if that's what they were trying to do and got a penalty for it. Obviously, we can't change that, which is a shame. But again, great performance by both drivers.
Yeah, well, I mean, still starting from P7 is not the worst, I must say.
Right, could have been a lot. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, the Ferrari front row lockout with Hammer Time 95 taking pole. Willie Tix in third after a great lap. FTRL blue flag in P4. Michael C in P5. Tom O on debut starting P6 in the Force India. That's the Force India third row. CJ Payne and Pagani on the fourth row. Rich T Gaming, good session from him. City Posh ran off the top 10. Just outside, preheated oven. Bendel in 12th. Prototype Steph 13th. Disappointed from him. Paul James 14th. Hammer Time, Agent Panda, Shrimpy, Goy and Big Metza round off the grid as the drivers are now going to be preparing for lights out to start the second round of FTRL for Season 8. Now, people watching in the stream, all 15 of you, please let me know who you think is going to be on the podium and in what order. I can't imagine we're going to see Rain.
Although that wouldn't surprise me very much with Div 2.
Yeah. I mean, it would be really, really funny, I must say. But in terms from an admin perspective, Joe, we wouldn't enjoy it for the amount of incidents we'd get sent in.
That's very true. Although
Then again, that's not our problem. So... Yeah, exactly. That's not our problem. So actually, yeah, bring on the rain.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Preheated oven saying snow, question mark. Raver saying Carlin, question mark.
Pull out the chains.
Okay, right, formation lap, Joe. In replace of Will, take us away.
Here we go. So, another fantastic lap by Hammer Time. Maybe this week he can convert it into a win. Second on the grid, we've got Willetix. Fantastic performance by him. Admin Simon is in P3 in the banana car. And then, as Aaron said, in the third row of the grid, we've got a Force India of Michael and Tomo. And then we have CJ Payne, which, again, you might expect him to be a little bit higher. So he's probably not too happy with that, but I'm sure he'll pull it out in the race. And then Matt Claus with his unfortunate penalty in P7, but again, I'm sure he's going to be up there come the end of the race. We all know he's got a lot of pace. The other admin in Pagani is in P8, in the other banana car. The returning Rich T Gaming in P9, which I'm sure he probably would think he can do a little bit better, but all in all, considering he's not raced in a while, I wouldn't say that's too bad a job. The other Salva in City Posh Blue rounding out the top 10, and then we've got the other Williams who's been disqualified from the formation lap preheated oven, and Bendel in P12. We then got Prototype Steph in P13, last week's point scorer Paul James in P14, and then we got another admin in FTRL Hammer Time. Agent Panda, one of the greatest teams of all time, in P16 with Shrimpy 17th, and the other half, Boyd Carp, and Big Mexa, for his unfortunate disqualification, is last on the grid.
Very, very nicely done indeed. So, just quickly, Ravers Revenge saying Monster Willetix dive bomb at turn 1, mayhem in shoes. So Ravers going bold of his prediction there. I'm just going to really quickly, as before we're lights out, tell you the top 10 in the standings. So we've got Matt Cors, then we've got Hammer Time 95, so both the Ferraris, then we've got Blue Flag and Panini, the two Renaults, then we've got FTRL Hammer Time, who came 5th last week, and he started 15th this week, so he's got it all to do. Preheated Oven in 6th, Michael C 7th, Big Metzer in 8th, CJ Payne in 9th, and Paul James in 10th place. But we are getting ready for lights out, and what I can only hope is going to be a cracker. Keep an eye on the midfield for us, Joe. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights at Bahrain for round 2 of the championship, and it's lights out and away we go. Willetix has had a fantastic start by the looks of things.
Good start by Matt Cors.
Yeah, Simon's had a great start as well. He could be P1.
Oh, big crash!
Massive crash.
I don't know who that's gone off
That's
in the background.
Preheated Oven. That's a Williams. He's gone off in the background. Hammer Time 95 has dropped 2 places. Willetix has taken the lead. And Blue Flag, is he going to take a look up the inside? He is. He's going to do it.
Oh, Agent Panda, I think, has lost it coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, Willetix and Blue Flag have really started this race well. Matt Cors is already up to 4th place. Yeah, he's made 3 positions already, so Matt Cors has done what he needed to do. Let's have a look at the position changes early. Tomo's dropped down to P6, so he's lost out to his teammate there. No, he hasn't. He's lost out to Matt Cors. So at the moment, it's a fairly clean start. Preheated Oven did crash out. Rich T Gaming's up 2. Big Metz is up 8 places already.
City Posh has just got past Steph as we go up Bendel Hill for the first time.
Bendel Hill? Oh, who's that? That's a massive dive bomb from Big Metzer, but he's made it stick. Wow, he's up 9 places in the first lap. That is a fantastic start. One of the best we've probably seen for a long time. And Bendel was having a look up the inside of Steph there as well. But Blue Flag, is he going to take a look? Agent Panda has left the session, unfortunate to see. We can't quite see, but yeah.
CJ Payne might have damage. He's lost a lot of positions which you wouldn't expect from him.
Blue Flag going to the inside. We could see a move here. Tucks up behind Willetix. Is he going to take a little dive? He does. Willetix comes across him a little bit though. Needs to be careful on his defensive driving. There's certainly some intent from the Renault driver. Hammer Time 95 is all over the back of Simon. They're going to take... Oh, it took a little lunge.
He lost it.
At the moment, Pagani and Bendel the only people to maintain position from the start of the race.
Bottom three of all pit as well, so quite a lively opening couple of laps.
Certainly was. Well, Rich T Gaming all over the back of Tomo at the moment, and Pagani all over the back of him, incidentally. Shrimpy's retired, so we've lost 2 drivers in the first 2 laps.
All going off.
Certainly is. Willie Tix has pulled just over half a second. Now Pagani's going to be trying to get past Rich T Gaming as quickly as possible here, in my opinion. Taken on board at Pagani as they... Yeah, DRS will now be enabled. Hammer Time 95 close to blue flag as well, but we're going to keep an eye on Pagani. Look at that straight line speed. Very nicely done from Pagani indeed. Goes a little bit deep on the exit, so Rich T Gaming gets a switchback. Love seeing a switchback. Oh, Simon under a lot of pressure here from the 2 Ferraris. Prototype Steph picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's a little...
Hammer Time's got some damage.
Yeah, he's got some wing
Michael's
damage.
got into the back of him as well.
Did he lose some as well?
Yep.
So both the Ferrari drivers picking up wing damage. That could be massive. Pagani gets Rich T Gaming back. Tomo's got past his teammate. Let's have a look at the tyres. Oh, one of the Force Indias, Michael C, running very, very wide, allowing Pagani to go through, but they're going to run side by side.
Yeah, he's got some wing damage.
And Michael C.
Yeah.
Oh, having a look up the inside of Pagani there. That's a risky move. Oh. Pagani having to, having to use the runoff, but Pagani holds position now. Rich T Gaming is going to attack him. Now Matt Cause is going to have DRS on Simon, so I imagine this is going to be a move. Hammer Time is in. Willie Tix has got a 2-second lead already.
I mean, it's helping a lot with everybody scrapping behind him.
Oh, that was very, very late from Simon. Big dive. Just outbroke himself there. Matt Cause gets the move done. Pagani and Michael C fighting again. Oh, Michael C not really giving Pagani the room there, I must say. Need to be very careful with this.
He's going to run to the curb, and that's going to put him off balance.
Yeah, Rich T Gaming's been forced off as well. Michael C very, very aggressive. Big Metzer is now up into P6. He's up 13 places. But runs wide. Big Metzer picks up a time penalty. Wow, this is a huge battle. I don't really know who to keep the focus on at the moment. Pagani with DRS.
Entertainment everywhere.
Oh, there was some wing fly off there. Not too sure where that was from. I mean, Michael C at the moment is obviously on the super soft tyre, so he's going to be quicker. But he just seems to be, I mean, I could be wrong, but he seems to be very, very, very aggressive at the moment.
Everyone should have him here though with DRS.
Yeah, could.
Just has to be patient. Oh, I heard somebody crash.
Yeah, Michael C into the pits. Big Metzer's going to be on the back of Pagani now.
A race.
It's important for Pagani to hold his position, and he does so. Rich T Gaming still in this battle, just behind City Posh.
What a start by Matt Cause and Big Metzer. I mean, Matt Cause up to second.
Goy Karp's up 5, P13.
Cracking. Taking advantage of everybody pitting.
Intriguing start at the moment.
Bendel's gone into the back of Steph. I don't think he lost anything, but just a little love tap by the Haas. Falling back down the hill.
Good race so far.
Cracking race.
Well, Tomo's only 8 tenths behind Simon in the battle for third, as it currently stands. Big Mets are very close to Pagani. There's a Sauber off in the background. That is City Posh Blue. Lost it round Bendel's bottleneck. We could call it City's curve now.
I said that hill would claim a few people. It's already claimed 3.
Yeah. Now Big Mets are going to have DRS on Pagani here. Only a couple of attempts behind him, so I imagine there's going to be a move very, very soon. We're taken on board. Let's look around the outside of Pagani. Yeah, nice move. Now, something's telling me that he switched back to pad for this race, if this is his first race on a wheel. Oh, Pagani's got a run. Prototype F gets his second time penalty.
Big Mets have tried to pull the switch back and just gone into Pagani a little bit.
Yeah, Prototype Steph not having the best of races so far. He's currently got 6 seconds of time penalties already. This is the closest battle on track at the moment, other than the Bendel Prototype Steph one. But Willie Tick's in control. We know Matt Cause has got damage, as you said. Well, he's not driving like he has got damage, but...
No, I think it was Michael, not Matt Cause.
Ah, right, okay.
I think Matt Cause is alright. He's brought the gap down from 2 to a second and a half, so he's definitely pulling him in.
He is. Very much so. The Hammer Time 95's got it all to do now, because he's probably going to be on a Force 2 stop. So... unfortunate for him. I mean, he's got 2 points already in this race for getting pole position. Now, Big Metzer. Is that Pagani? Oh no, I thought Pagani was going to come in there. I was going to say that was early. Big Metzer's going to be closing in, but I think it might be a little bit too far back to make a move. Good driving.
Steph is into the pits.
Goy Carp.
Goy Carp up to 11th place.
Yeah, up to 11th. It's flying. Be getting a bit of a hot sweat on soon, I think. Penalties so far, the only ones I've seen, Michael, is from Prototype Steph picking up 6 seconds of time penalties. There might have been 1 or 2 others, but I've not seen them.
I think Big Metz has got a time penalty as well, I believe, when he ran wide at the...
Oh, yeah. Well spotted. Raver's saying, can Goy get a points finish on only his 3rd race on a wheel? The good thing to see is the fact of Goy's in the mix and he's not done that through people just retiring. He's maintaining the gap to Bendel in front of him.
He's gone a little bit wide there though.
Yeah, he's maintaining the gap to Bendel and he's actually in the race. I mean that of no disrespect towards Goy, but now CJ Payne is close to the back of Rich T Gaming. I wish FTRL Panda would stop calling it Aaron's Angle. Not a fan of that one. Bendel 3 second time penalty. There's a lot more penalties than I thought I would see at Bahrain.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see very many, if any, I think, yesterday, which is quite surprising. It's not normally a track you'd see people running off. Oh, Big Metz has gone into the back of Pagani. Nearly spun him around, but I think Pagani dealt with that quite well.
Well, in all of that, CJ Payne got past Big Metzer. There was a temporary yellow flag in Sector 3. I'm not too sure who that was, but I'm just keeping an eye on this battle. So Michael C is going to have to take the mediums. Let's have a look. 24 laps. I don't think he's going to be able to do that personally. This must be a 2-stop for him if he's had to pit after lap 5. Big Metzer.
Yeah, definitely a 2-stop from Hammer Time and Michael.
Yeah, good race between Pagani and Big Metzer at the minute.
Yeah, Big Metzer's made contact a few times and he's got 2 penalties now, I think. yeah, definitely keeping us entertained. Hammer time is bringing that gap down to Guy quite rapidly. I think it was 8.5 seconds 2 laps ago, so...
Yeah, it's certainly coming down. But Pagani doing what he needs to do at the moment, as is blue flag with Tomo just behind him, who locks up going towards turn 1, but no risk. Willie Tix has extended his gap to Matt Cause.
Yeah,
now,
I was just about to mention that. He's controlling the race really well here, Willie Tix.
He is, but it all depends on the pit stops, because if Matt Cause can get an undercut on him, I would imagine he'll be going to the medium tyres from here, so they take a lap or two to really get up to temperature. So the undercut really is effective on the second lap, I would say. It's when you would really come under pressure, because you're going to be on cold tyres, or when they're not at their most effective, should I say. Well, Bahrain cooking up a storm, as we hoped it would.
Trying to get spaced out a little bit now, though.
Yeah, so I think
it's still all over the back of Pagani.
Yeah, we're just going to stay on board with this battle now, I think.
Always run a little bit wide going up the hill.
Yeah, Big Metzer looks a little bit unsteady, but he does look quick at the same time, so... I mean, Pagani's just maintaining that gap. Cultured driving from Pagani at the moment, I would say. Using his
battery, though.
Yeah, using his experience at this stage. Tomo's getting very, very close to Simon by the end of the start-finish straight, but then Simon seems to extend that over the course of the lap. So, because if you look, it's 4 temps now. By the end of the lap, I reckon it'll be about a second.
That must need to be right, isn't it?
Yeah, Willie Tix is up to 3 seconds ahead of Matt Cause now, so he's definitely in the driving seat for this.
Yeah, great performance by him so far. I mean, as we were saying though before the race, we all know Willie Tix has got a mistake in him, so whether he can just knuckle down now and bring it home. Like I say, he's going to come down to the pit stops as well, but at the minute he's blowing everybody out of the water.
Well, I think the biggest test for Willie Tix will be when he comes out of the pits, and he's obviously quicker than the guys in front of him who haven't yet pitted or whatnot. And then we see how desperate he is trying to get back through the field, because that's something you need to be really aware of. Now Tomo is very, very close to Simon this lap. It's only a couple of attempts, so I would. Yeah, I think we might see a move here.
Oh, Simon's pit.
Oh, he is. That's early. Okay, so Simon going for
11 is around. I think it's sort of 10 to 12. You'd expect a sort of window.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably have said maybe at the end of this lap or the end of the next lap, but nevertheless, we will have to wait and see. Pagani, so Big Metzer got past Pagani and all of that. Big Metzer gets a third time penalty. But I imagine we're probably going to be.
A lot of penalties for being 11 laps in.
Oh,
Pagani's hitting, or vice versa.
No, I think Big Metzer changed his line there. Under braking, it looked like he broke and then moved to the outside. So Pagani had to take evasive action, and he either clipped the back of him or there was it was very, very close to it. Hammer Time's just got past Goy. Now Pagani, I imagine, will pit this lap. If Simon's gone in the lap prior to this, I imagine Pagani will go in as well. Now the question is, will Big Metzer, Pagani weaving on the straight, Shane is not very happy with him, I think.
Unfortunately for Pagani, he's probably going to pit soon, so
yeah.
Other than the time it's going to take to replace the front wing, he could have lost a lot more time had it been toward the start of the stint.
Did Pagani get damage?
Yeah, I think he lost a little bit. Yeah.
All right, I didn't see anything come off of his car, but Pagani's going to dive in now. What's Big Metzer going to do? He's going to stay out. Okay, so that gives Pagani a little bit of breathing space now. Matt Cors has pitted as well, so let's see where he rejoins. Let's keep an eye on blue flag. So he's tucking up behind Bendel. He's just going to have the aid of DRS on this straight. Matt Cors has rejoined and they hold their positions. Matt Cors already putting Paul James under some pressure. Now, I don't think Pagani did a wing swap there. Well, they might have done. He's weaving. So he's either trying to tell us that he did, or he's just trying to get a little bit of temperature into his tyres. Now there is a battle behind between Rich T Gaming and Michael C. Preheated ovens in this battle as well. Oh, that's a lunge. A very good lunge, I must say.
Ward 6 is in.
Okay.
So it's Big Mentor. Everybody's coming in. Busy
Well,
pit lane.
Michael C and Rich T Gaming are really going at it at the moment, must be said. Side by side with Bendel Bottleneck.
Ward 6 is back out.
Yeah, Willie Tix has got quite an advantage, it must be said. So he's in prime position for the win here. All he's got to do is nurse this home. Yeah, Big Metzer got the jump on Pagani, so Pagani did have a wing change, which is really unfortunate for him. Now, Simon is within DRS range of Matt Cors. And Goy Karp is in the points.
Pagani hot on his heels though.
You've got Michael Korsgaard hashtagging Goy in the points. Yeah, it must be said, it's a good race from Tomo as well at the moment. He's in net P4.
Okay.
Yeah. Hammer Time 95 is going to have to pit again, so he's going to be some way down the order. Pagani just got past Goy. So Goy has dropped out of the points.
Brought the gap down by about half a second.
Yeah.
It's like Matt Cors is on the charge.
But equally, Willie Six has only just come out the pit, so his tyres aren't going to be at sort of optimal temperature.
Paul James is in. I would expect Bendel to be pitting quite soon as well.
Well, Bendel's on the mediums, haven't he? So I imagine he'll go to maybe lap 17, maybe 16. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's still this battle for 11th going on between Rich T Gaming, Michael C and Preheated Oven. We'll go on board with it now because Preheated Oven is all over the back of Michael C. Preheated Oven goes for a switchback. Oh, is he going to make it stick? Just about. Michael C really involved in some scraps tonight, must be said. Oh, a little bit of contact. But yeah, the Williams driver gets it done. So the Williams are running 11th and 12th at the minute. Now, Matt Cors has created a bit of a gap to Simon. And we're on board with the closest back on the track. Most of the cars fairly close to each other though. Pretty much all of the drivers within a couple of seconds of each other. Matt Cors, fastest lap of the race, 1:30.6. It's not exactly the worst time to be putting in fastest laps either, so Willie Tix will see that. Now Goy Karp is back in the points. But he's going to be under some severe pressure soon. Let's hope that Goy will fight them as opposed to letting them through. We will find out very, very soon.
I think Guy will let him pass. I don't think he'll want to ruin anybody's race while he's getting used to the wheel.
No, but it's a really good drive from Goy so far. Doesn't look like he's made any mistakes or anything. Obviously he's still yet to pit, but nevertheless it's a very good drive from Goy. Yeah, Goy pulls over. It's a shame, but that's Goy at the end of the day. Okay, Big Metzer, Bendel and CJ all within very close proximity of each other. Big Metzer gives Bendel a bit of a shove. Now arguably one of the quickest drivers now approaching the back of Big Metzer. And this is for net position, so...
CJ's got a really nice run out of that final corner.
Here he has, and he's just set the fastest lap of the race as well, so CJ's going to steam past him and go into provisional P5. Now let's see how... Who has?
Goy.
Goy. Probably pulling over to let Preheated Oven and whoever else through.
Yeah.
Now I'll be interested to see how quickly CJ closes up to the back of Tomo. He's got about 5.5 seconds to him. Those two know each other very well, so we'll have to see what happens. But lovely helicopter shot. Must be said, Willie Tick's controlling this at the moment. It's back up to 3 seconds. Matt Cause. Let's go and have a look at Matt Cause. He's got 41% battery. Willie Tick's 50%. But Matt Cause does have the experience now of winning a race. So
yeah, I think you'll see Willie Tick's getting a little bit nervous in the last 4 or 5 laps, especially if Matt Cause cranks his car up and starts bringing the gap down a little bit. As soon as Willie Tick starts seeing that gap coming down, he'll probably start getting a little bit nervous, and then you'll see mistakes creeping.
Yeah. Well, Pagani has closed up the gap. He's got past Bendel, and he's now only 2.2 seconds behind Big Metzer. So we're about to see that battle once again. Obviously, Big Metzer does have quite a few time penalties now. I think he's got 3 or 4. So he is at this stage going to drop down the order. Hammer time 90.
On the back of Pagani as well, but he's not pit yet.
Yeah, but Pagani just got past Bendel, so that's probably why. Hammer time 95 putting Tomo under some pressure, but he's going to have to come in again soon. I imagine he'll probably take these to lap 22, and then he'll maybe stick on some super softs and just try and be extremely fast towards the end. Michael C, preheated oven going at it still.
Mackles keeps running wide out of the same corner just after the hill. He needs to watch himself because he'll get a penalty for that eventually.
Yeah, the theme in the stream at the moment is everyone hashtagging Goy in the points, then hashtagging Goy out the points. So the more that takes place, the more we're going to see that.
Two and a half seconds now between Willie Tick and Matt Cause. But again, it's sort of floating in between 2.5 seconds and 3 seconds. Willie Tick seems to be controlling it really well at the moment.
Yeah, Michael C is really aggressive tonight. I mean, it's good to see some aggression, but I mean, it nearly looked like he nearly put Pretty Oven in the wall going down the straight then, where he was tucking up behind him so much. But Rich T Gaming currently winning the Williams battle. Well, Tomo's actually created a bit of a distance to CJ, or CJ's falling off a little bit. Because it's now about 6 seconds. He's lost about half a second. Matt Cause has brought the gap down to 2.5 as opposed to 3, so maybe we are starting to see the nerves a little bit from Willie Tix. But I mean, at this stage, I think I'm just going to call it and say it's going to stay as it is. I think we'll see some pace from Blue Flag fall off towards the end, where he pitted at the end of lap 10.
Yeah, I think Simon will struggle the last 2 or 3 laps on those softs.
Yeah.
She'll bring Tomo in contention for a podium.
Hammer Time 95 getting very, very close to Tomo. But I must say, I'm very impressed with Tomo this evening. He's keeping one of the fastest drivers in the division behind him. I know he's on fresher tyres and whatnot, but nevertheless he's doing a good job. And he's under a lot of pressure as well, so good on him.
Sam might be looking for the move though, he's gone up the inside.
Tomo holds the outside line.
Yeah, Tomo's got so much more grip at this point.
Oh,
he's gone into the back of him.
He has really at the back of him there.
That's fucking wide.
Well, I know Tomo's no assists, so he might have just been braking a little bit earlier due to his brake pressure, possibly. I don't think that was an intentional hit.
Tomo doesn't need to worry too much though. He knows. Well, I guess he won't know how much time he needs to pit again, but obviously we do. So he needs to rush too much.
Yeah, right. Matt calls 2.2.
Oh, it's coming down.
It is coming down. Once that starts getting down to, well, if it gets down to about 1.5 seconds, that's going to be very intriguing.
I mean, you can see how much he's pushing. His battery is pretty much empty.
Yeah, he needs to drop this down to low for us. There we go. Throughout this sort of middle sector, try and gain some towards the end of the lap when it really is crucial. And if he can just continue that theme, trying to save somewhere he can. But I mean, Willie Tix is in a similar situation. Well, then again, he's got about 48% now. He's got his battery in
He's
none.
got it on there. He's got it on which is saving a lot.
Right,
Which could
preheat
be
oven.
another reason why Matt Cause is closing up so fast if he's putting it down that low in the middle sector.
Yeah, preheated oven has got past Rich T Gaming. In the battle of the Williams.
FTRL Hammer Time has just done his final pit stop. And he's out now on the supers. Which 9 laps is still quite far to take the supers around here.
Yeah, it's a bold call, but we'll have to see how that one pans out for him. Well, at the moment, looks like both Williams drivers are going to be finishing in the points. No, then again, preheated oven's got a bit again because there's no way he's taking those mediums another 8 laps. Yeah, 2.3 the gap to the leader. Hammer Time 95. I imagine he'll pit at the end of maybe the next lap. Preheated oven, yeah, 5 second stop go. Michael C, another one. Speeding in the pit lane.
That's going to put Paul James into the points. Bendel will not be far behind. Where's Guy? I mean, Guy's going to be in there as well. He's going to be in that battle when they all come out. Not going to be too far behind.
Yeah, but Michael C's put on the softs, interestingly, and Preheated Ovens on the supers.
Maybe he thinks he can push the softs a lot more in the last 7-8 laps than he could do with the supers.
Well, I never thought I would ever say this to you, Joe, but Guy Carp on the charge. Now you can hashtag that as well. I want to see everyone doing that. Now, hammer time 95. When's he going to come in? It's got to be soon. Matt calls 1.7. Now, Willitix is only running in low down the straight, so it's almost like he's inviting Matt calls onto him.
Maybe it's tactical play by Willitix. Make it look like he's losing time. Matt Coles pushes, loses his tyres, and then last 2 or 3 laps, Matt Coles, Willitix just turns everything up and pulls the gap back out.
Well, if he lets Matt Coles fall into that DRS range, then it's going to be quite an exciting end to this race, I think. It's been a cracker so far. Now, Pagani will jump Big Metzer on penalties regardless. And I think at this stage, I mean, he's 3.5 seconds behind CJ. So, I mean, he's got it in him, Pagani, but, I mean, is he just going to settle for 7th? I mean, it's still not the worst result in the world. Obviously, I know he's had to have his wing change, and then he would probably be in 6th, but it'd be for that. But Michael C getting penalties. Tomo is staying in range of hammer time. Like I said, he's just dragging him along. Blue flag is nearly 8 seconds off of these front two now. So Matt calls 1.5. It's getting very, very close.
I expect Simon in the next couple of laps, so there's no way he can take those softs at the end. Or is he on medium?
He's on mediums.
Okay. When I go on board, it's showing softs.
Oh, it will do.
On the menu, it's showing the medium.
Hammer time 95 has stayed out. So surely he's not going to try and make these mediums last to the end of this race. I'll be amazed if he manages to do that.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to drop down the points too much.
I mean, if he does, he'd probably end up around 9th.
Yeah, so maybe he's just hoping for the best, trying to take the tyre to the end and just get as much points as he can.
Yeah, well, Pagani's just got past Big Metzer. Pretty Lovin goes quickest. Big Metzer going to take a look up the inside of Pagani, is he? Nope, thinks better of it. So Pagani got 3.5 seconds to catch up to CJ, but I imagine this will probably be his finishing position.
Front two guys hovering around 1.5 seconds now. A little bit more by Matt Coles needed to get under that into that DRS zone.
He's doing it. He's bringing it down slightly, but I think if he wants any chance of winning this, he needs to be in DRS range by maybe 27 at the very, very latest.
He's wasting a lot of his ERS as well.
Yeah. Hammer time 95 into the pits. So I think they reached their full lifespan. So it's going to promote Pagani up to P6.
Big Metzer might be going for a move on Pagani here though. And around the outside. He goes for it, he's doing.
I mean, I know there's been
Big Metzer. I wouldn't fight this as much as he is. He knows he's got a load of time penalties. He's got guys behind him on quicker tyres. I mean, he just needs to let Pagani go and just try and stay behind him.
Yeah.
But he's fighting, he's just losing so much time.
I mean, as much as there's been a little bit of contact here and there in this battle, it's been very entertaining and overall pretty respectful, I would say. Hammer time has come out in P8. Now he's
literally pushing Pagani around the corner.
Yeah, I don't know if Hammer time 95's got any penalties or not. But if he hasn't, then he needs to pull up about 4.5 seconds, and he's on fresh super softs to be in the range of Big Metzer with his time penalties.
Pagani has just pulled one hell of a move on Big Metzer. Switch back up the hill.
Yeah, it was a beautiful move. I was on board with that, and I was just looking at the time difference as well between people. But no, lovely move from Pagani. Bender on the back of Michael C as well, but we're going to stay with this. Matt Coles needs to really push now. Willie Tix is on 1 lap fresher tyres, which could make all the difference. But nevertheless, it must be said, an outstanding effort from Matt Cause to be starting 7th to claw his way through. Big Metz are going up the inside of Pagani. Pagani defends his position well. Gives himself just a little bit of breathing space.
I just don't think Matt Cause has enough in the tank to get close enough. Willie Tix is conserving his ERS really well, which is just giving him the pull he needs down the straights to pull away. Which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it's very interesting, this. Hammer time 95 has already closed up a couple of seconds, so I imagine Big Metzer will lose out to Hammer time on time penalties at the end of this race. So I mean, P7 won't be the worst result for him after what happened. I know he's obviously gone from 1st to 7th, but damage limitation and all that.
In the meantime, preheated oven has just gone past Paul James to the last points position.
Matt calls 1.2. He's got no battery left at all. 6%.
Yeah, so close.
I mean, you've got to give him credit where it's due. He's absolutely given it everything.
It must be so frustrating just sitting there, to being so close but so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But Willie Tix doing what he needs to do at this stage. But this is where you called it, and you said potentially could we see some nerves kick in now. Matt calls 1 second.
Ooh, it's going to drop. He might have DRS on this little back straight here. We can get this next sector right. Oh, he doesn't.
No, he hasn't got it, but
so close.
He's going to be flirting with it. This is going to be close. Now, I know there's other people that are closer on track at the moment, but I've got to stay with this for the final couple of laps. Well, depending on what happens, but can Matt Cause pull something out the bag here? It's a good exit.
Oh, it's gone to 1.5 seconds now.
1.2. Still 1.2. No, he's not going to get it this time, but you never know.
Willie Tix now is turning his ERS back up. He's just got so much more ERS than Matt Cause has.
Well, I do know a great video you can watch on ERS management. Shameful plug. Yeah, 1.3. Oh, this is close. Well, Matt Cause needs to pull something out of the bag by the end of this lap if he's going to have any chance. If not, I think he's going to have to settle for.
Oh no, oh, he's in the wall.
No way, is he? Oh.
He's lost the wing, but he's managed to stay in the race.
Yeah, he's got no wing at all.
Still finish. Gap now's 2 seconds. Oh, I don't think he's good enough. I think Willie Tix has done it.
Yeah. Oh, Big Metz has spun on his own. Hammer time 95 goes past. Oh, he's just doing donuts now.
That might put Rich T Gaming up as well if it can catch him quicker. Big Metz's tyres now are going to be absolutely scorching after doing those donuts.
Yeah, Rich T Gaming is probably going to get himself a P8 here. It's giving Pagani some breathing space. But Pagani's gone from being what was 3.5 seconds behind CJ to 7.8 seconds behind. Matt Cause up into overtake mode now, giving it everything. Matt Cause. 2 laps to go.
I mean, it's kind of what I predicted. Matt Cause pushing like hell, and then Willie Tix is just sort of pulling out that gap the last 2 or 3 laps. He's played it really well, Willie Tix here. Fair play to him.
And there he is. And a deserved win. Like we said before the race, it was all down to his racecraft, and so far, so good. But it's just when he's approaching the start of lap 29 and the hands start to shake and the sweat starts coming off of his forehead, that's when we're going to see it. I imagine the time will come down on the final lap because he's just going to try and take everything really, really easy. Whereas you can have Matt Cause driving like an absolute maniac behind him. But Matt Cause is just sitting in low at the moment on his ERS. Yeah, Willie Tix is driving very safe now. As we expected, there is a little battle for P11 between Paul James and Michael C. Two returning drivers, as we said.
Two guys on the supers for the last lap. Fastest lap, guy. Come on. Oh, 2.5 seconds now. Willie Tix is eking that gap out, but his fuel light is on. His fuel light is on. That would be very unfortunate if he's going to run out of fuel. Oh, that would be terrible.
Well, there we go. I think what I'm going to do now is just stay on board of Willie Tix for the final lap of the race. The Toro Rosso under the lights at Bahrain always looks absolutely stunning. Two and a half seconds. He's got to get through 1.5 sectors. He's coming around podium corner, gets around there successfully. It's just Bendel's bottleneck now.
Oh.
Yeah, eases his way through it. Comes around the penultimate corner.
2.6. Oh, he's going to do it.
He's going to do it. So Willie Tix, for the first time ever, comes around the final corner. And he takes the checkered flag. Fantastic effort from Willie Tix. Matt Cause comes home in P2. Still a fantastic recovery drive. Blue flag. I didn't realise Tomo's only 1.1 seconds behind blue flag, but he's still going to come home in third. Tomo comes home in fourth place on debut. 1.1 seconds away from a podium on his debut. CJ Payne comes home in P5. Brilliant effort from him. Pagani's going to come home in P6. He probably would have wanted more, but I think he'll take his 8 points in this race. Hammer time 95 caught up. He was about 12 seconds behind or so when he came out the pits, and he got it down to 1.6 seconds. So he was really pushing them. Big Metzer comes home in 7th at Rich T Gaming. He doesn't get him on penalties, so he finishes 8th. And then the two Williams boys round off the top 10. Rich T Gaming taking the bragging rights there. Michael C comes home in 11th. Paul James in 12th place. Bendel very close at the end there. Oh no, he takes Michael C. He drops down to 13th. Prototype Steph, disappointed from him tonight. I thought he would have put up more of a challenge, but nevertheless, we know what he's capable of, and I'm sure we'll see that soon. FTRL Hammer Time comes home in 15th. Goy Carp in 16th. So it's another
Interestingly,
finish.
I went on board with that guy, and he doesn't have a wheel. Now, luckily, I think because the leader had finished, Guy didn't have to do his last lap.
Well, there we go. Willie Tix on the top step of the podium. Matt Cause dropping down to second this week, but he will still remain as a championship leader. Blue flag comes home in third for his third place of the season. Brilliant drive from those guys. And just to confirm the DNFs, we had Shrimpy. We had City Posh Blue, and we had Agent Panda. So just the 3 DNF, 16 finishes, good to see. But overall, pretty good race.
Yeah, great. Bahrain again.
Yeah, let's do it. Right, I'm just going to invite in the top 3 for the podium interviews. I think we'll go with the theme, Joe. I'll interview first and third. If you want to do second place, or unless you want to talk to whoever, I don't mind. Hello, mate. Not too bad, not too bad. Do me a favour, just quickly double check that you're allowing your voice to be shared on the party settings for me.
Alright, it's allowed.
Good man, good man. Right, is everybody here?
Yep.
Fantastic. Right. So, Willy Ticks, first of all, first ever win. How'd you feel?
I'm in quite a bit of shock right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, how was the race for you? Did you? I mean, you looked pretty comfortable. Obviously, you got off to a very good start. You was under some pressure from Blue Flag at the start of the race, and then all of a sudden, you just kind of managed to pull out a couple of second gap and maintain that towards the end. I know Matt Cause put you under quite a bit of pressure towards the end, getting it down to just outside the RS range. But I mean, how was the race for you? Was you feeling any nerves, bit of tension at all, or was you pretty comfortable?
Yeah, at the start, I was trying to keep it as clean as possible with Blue Flag, and just trying to make sure I can keep it around the outside. But I'm not sure what happened. They just seemed to drop back suddenly. I think there was a collision with Hammer Time or something because he disappeared. And then at the end, Matt Cause had me properly shitting it the whole way.
Yeah, he was. Well, to be fair, Joe said in the stream that he thought Matt Cause was just going to really push towards the end, and you were going to kind of pull away in the last couple of laps, and that's exactly what happened. But I mean, one thing I have to ask you is, obviously that's your first ever win, so obviously we do congratulate you on that. But do you feel like you could have had more wins up until now?
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's always been some pretty good drivers, but this season I feel like there's definitely opportunity for more wins, providing I don't bin it.
Yeah, I mean, because this is one of the questions I want to ask you, and obviously, of no disrespect, you've been involved in a few incidents, obviously, in your time so far, and it's different seeing you obviously leading the pack. So, how was it mentally for you in terms of rather than being just outside of that pack to now at the front of it? Did you have to kind of change your mindset at all, or did you kind of just go into a zone? How was your kind of mentality?
I think I was more on his own. It was just kind of go with it. I found myself daydreaming at some points, just going through the motions. It's just getting into a rhythm.
Yeah. Well, like I said, mate, massive congratulations, and you're certainly going to put your name up in lights now as one to watch for the rest of the season after that win. Obviously, I know you was on for a pretty good result in Spain as well, and taking an unfortunate DNF there, I think, and then coming into Bahrain, winning that. On to next week at Monaco. Let's see how that one goes, mate.
Bloody hell! All right.
But no, congratulations. But yeah, Joe, I'll let you have a little chat with Matt Cause.
Okay, right, Matt Cause. I'm sure it's not the race you were expecting coming into this week after last week. But I mean, how overall do you think that sort of went for you?
Do you know what? I'm pretty pleased with that result actually. Obviously started P7 and got up to P2 fairly quickly, and I was trying to catch Willy Ticks, but and in the end I was so close, but made a mistake towards the end of the race, and so I just decided, because my tire wear was pretty high, so I just decided it may be just to be a good idea just to make sure that I get P2. So I'm actually fairly happy with the result.
Yeah, me and Aaron were saying it was a very good recovery drive from you. I mean, obviously we know what sort of happened in quali. Well, sort of. We got a comment in the stream that you were trying to slipstream each other. I mean, what actually happened? Did you hit him, or did you just slow down too much?
No, we planned to slipstream each other and see if it will work, and I think it did for Hammer Time, but as we were preparing for it, just on the back straight there before the last turn, I was just in front of him, and we were just getting ready for the slipstream, and apparently the game thought that I was blocking him, so I got a 5-grid penalty for that, which was a shame. But so started P7, P2. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, mate. Great drive. Heading into Monaco, then, as Aaron says, is that a track you're comfortable with? I know, it's not a track some people look forward to. How are you feeling heading into next week?
I think if I can get in within the top 10, I'll be very happy. So, so I'm not expecting too much of Monaco, I have to say. Just having tried just a few laps around in time trial, and almost every lap just crashing into a wall or whatever.
I
So,
think most people are probably going to say the same.
so I think a top 10 finish would be a good result for me in Monaco.
Fair enough. I mean, it's still quite early in the season, but like I say, good recovery drive this week. You're still top of the table. Do you think you can do it this season? Maybe win the title, or at least get that sort of top four to get promoted?
I definitely think that top four is I could have a good shot at the top four. And regards to the championship, I think it's too early to say anything. I mean, this first two races has been pretty good, but let's see about that in the end. And also, I'm very excited about actually the constructors championship, because for the last two seasons I hadn't really had a decent teammate, maybe multiple teammates during a season. So I'm actually just very excited to have a teammate who races every week and who is actually a very good driver. So that's what I'm very focused on, the constructors. And let's see, I'll do my best and see if I can clinch the championship, drivers' championship.
Yeah, well, the way it's cooking up, I'm sure everybody's looking forward to the rest of the season. It looks like it's going to be an absolute cracker again, like last season. But yeah, congrats on the podium, mate. Great drive.
Thank you much, Neil.
Yeah, nicely done that. So moving on to you, Simon. Obviously, second P3 in a row. How was that race for you, first of all, mate?
Yeah, hello again. Bit boring the second stint. I mean, once I had to back off of Matt Cause. I just couldn't afford to keep pushing him the way I was over the first lap or two after he came out the pits. So I just had to let him go, because tyre wear would have gone through the roof, and it was, I think, about 75% on the rears when I crossed the line anyway. So yeah, if I pushed any harder, I'd have probably lost it somewhere. First stint was pretty exciting. Had a good couple of laps with Willie Tix at the start. I just could not get past him. Just couldn't get the traction out the corners.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because obviously you had a really good. We all know that you have very good starts, and it seemed like yourself and Willie.
That was one of my better ones.
Yeah, so yourself and Willie Tix both had a really good start, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you was really pushing for the lead of the Grand Prix, and obviously Willie Tix, it was a good battle between you two. So, I mean, was you? I know obviously you struggling at that point to get past him, like you said, with your traction and whatnot, but given, again, of no disrespect towards Willie Tix, but because he hadn't really been in the lead of a race before, was you really kind of licking your lips and thinking, right, well, I'm just going to bide my time and maybe wait for a mistake, or was you just concentrating on what you was doing more than what anyone else was doing?
I mean, the first couple of laps, I was hoping that if I pressured him a little bit, being in that position, I've not seen him like leading a Grand Prix from the outset, so I was just hoping that maybe it would be playing on his mind that he's leading a race, and there might be a little chink in his armour that might appear. But no, fair play to me, he held on to it, kept it solid, and yeah, I think just trying to pass him those first few laps, I just took too much out of the tyre and had to back off and cool him down.
Yeah, and obviously your second podium in a row, your third place in a row, all looking a little bit better for you than what it was at this stage last season. So heading into Monaco, you're only, if my math serves me correctly, I think you're only 7 points behind Matt Cause. Something along those lines, I think. So are you realistically looking at promotion for the season, or are you just kind of taking it one race at a time? Boring answer.
It's too early to say. We've only done 2 races. There's still 10 to go, and it's FTRL. Anything happens in this league.
Yeah.
We saw it last season. So yeah, I'm just going to take it one at a time. I mean, promotion is the goal, but for like the first half of the season, it's just grind it, get the results, and see where we are at the midpoint.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's certainly paying dividend at the moment. And one final question for you. We've seen, obviously, the pace of the Ferrari drivers, and then yourself and Pagani are very much in that battle. Now, do you think that your better start to the season as opposed to last season is down to the fact you've got a teammate that you're very kind of close to and somebody that you will probably put a lot more time and effort in with? Do you think that's had much of an impact on your results so far this season, or is it?
I think it's maybe given me a bit of a boost from last season, because I think I only had a teammate for like the first 1 or 2 races, and I spent pretty much the whole season up to about round 10 by myself. So yeah, having Pagani alongside me has sort of given me that boost and a bit more of a push. I mean, we're pretty even on pace, like you've said, and yeah, you always measure yourself against your teammate, don't you? So
Exactly. I know that extremely well. And it's normally about the length of a baby fingernail between me and Will, so I know exactly how you feel. But no, nevertheless, mate, congratulations, and well, will we see you on here again next week after Monaco? That's my final question to you.
you'll probably find me sipping a beer or something at the side of the swimming pool after I've hit the barrier there.
Right.
But no, we'll see.
Well, your optimism is great. Yeah. So no, right. Well, coming back to you then, Willie Tix, just for one final question. Leading into Monaco next week, how are you feeling about that?
It's always a bit of a gamble, but the plan is just to keep it clean, not put it in the wall, and see others maybe put it in the wall.
Yeah. Well, if I can just go on one more from that, obviously across your time, obviously I know it's improved a hell of a lot more recently, but in your time with us, you know, you've maybe sometimes had a reputation for sometimes going for a move a bit prematurely. I don't think that's an unfair comment to say. Somewhere like Monaco, patience is key. Now, if you're behind somebody next week and you feel like you're much quicker than them, will you still be going for those gaps, or will you try and force your opponent into mistake? Like, will your mentality change going around Monaco?
No, I think just be the sitting behind waiting game. It's too much of a gamble at Monaco to dive anywhere.
Yeah. Well, nevertheless, mate, massive congratulations, and I'm sure you'll get plenty of those in the Discord in the coming moments. But please join us next week, everybody, for what is going to be either chaos or, well, it's going to be chaos. Let's be honest. Monaco for round 3 of the championship. Join us for Division 1 on Monday, Division 2 on Tuesday, and if you are available tomorrow evening as well, please tune in for commentary for the performance round 2, which will be at France, commentated by Ravers and Shrimpy, I believe, again. So yeah, please join us for those, and we will see you all next week. Thank you very much.